Ethan, you have one last shot before we boot you.
Hi, welcome to 6v6v6V6. I'm Ethan.
I'm Alec.
I'm Matt.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Matt.
And
Yay.
silent again.
Alec didn't come through for me.
Me
I heard
neither.
Alec.
I didn't.
I didn't.
Okay, I'm just gonna say
You do that.
Are we just saying I'm Alec?
Yep.
Okay, sure. Okay, let's continue.
Alright.
everyone take a turn saying I'm Alec.
I'm
Alec.
I'm Alec.
I'm
Alright.
Alec.
Right, so now we've
Part
got
of the
that.
My
Have fun
name is
editing, Connor.
Alec.
Yeah.
It'll be a blast.
Yes. So today, we're going to be playing 4-player 6v6v6. It's going to progress in a...
Pretty
Yeah.
sad.
Uh,
It's going to progress in a general round-robin style. And this time it's going to be based in an indestructible box in the middle of a void.
Yes.
A soccer whatever, football
Great box.
field was too...
Strategic.
Oh, yeah.
So there are platforms placed,
Engineering.
platforms and blocks and stuff placed around the open
Platforms
cube.
for people to climb and jump on, and
And hide.
occasional
We
blocks.
can just
to hide
randomly
behind.
generate platforms as we need them.
No.
No.
Oh, then how are we like keeping track of where the platforms are?
We're not
This is
going
a
to be
flawed
that
system.
detailed, are we?
Yeah, we're not going to be that detailed. Anyway, let's begin the first round.
So we all roll different dice, right? It's not like everyone
Yeah.
rolls one. So
Yeah,
can we like fudge our
System.
results?
Okay. My first character is Neo.
My
Wonderful.
first character is Big Shack.
My first character is Pope Francis II.
Sweet. My first character is Tim Tim.
Nice.
Wait, who's Big Shack?
I got Big Shack, yeah.
Who is Big Shack?
The Tingle Skra.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
You know that guy.
So I think if we're going to be
I think we know who
realistic,
the
I
winner
think
is.
I've already won.
Yeah.
Let's just describe how this battle goes out.
No,
No, I don't believe
so-
you.
Pope
I
Francis
definitely
goes...
won. I've, like,
Pope Francis dominates
punched
Tim Tim.
you individually and killed you in one shot.
No, Pope Francis, he goes for walks around the Vatican, so that actually adds to his physical endurance.
Fair enough.
Pope Francis has been chosen by God, meaning that he actually can't lose.
Alright, okay. So,
Shack wears links. He wears links deodorant. Can't touch him.
This fight would first go is Pope Francis right off the bat would go and engage Tiny Tim.
yeah.
Yep.
We
Tim
won't
is gone,
specify
like,
how.
instantly.
Big Shack would tell Neo that he's not hot. And that he needs the sauce.
And
But
then,
being realistic, I think Pope
Roast.
have the strength, the dexterity,
Yeah.
or the stamina to keep up with the competition. However, I'm giving him a damage multiplier
Neo would
against
stop.
Tiny Tim.
everyone's imaginary bullets.
Wait, so has Neo got his entire, like, jacket of guns on him?
Yeah.
Is that what he
say
brings
that.
to combat? Like,
Okay, well,
regular-
no, this is, it's supposed to be the character's highest point, so,
Oh, okay, so the lobby scene.
yeah.
No, it's at their characters. It's more in a general sense than what you're talking about.
But either way, he
Yeah,
still
this is in a
wins.
general sense.
Yeah, it
Point
doesn't
is,
matter, he
like,
still wins
indestructible.
anyway.
Irrespective, Neo still wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely conceding.
Well, that was sad.
So let's move on.
Considering that's one of my best characters.
Big Shaq is one of your best characters.
That was
No.
just a flat stomp.
Oh wow.
I have some good guys.
So let's move on to round 2.
Stuff.
Two. Random.org has already given me a list. My next character is Walter
Oh,
White.
My
From
next
Toy Story.
My character is Legolas from Lord of the Rings.
Sid wins.
My next person is a 6-armed Spider-Man.
Oh,
Ooh.
Okay,
I'm dead set on Sid.
Ground noise.
Me.
We're gonna have to things that we've said.
Well,
From my end.
Rum
yeah,
K.
that was my annoying sister.
I swear to
Um,
God, there is
okay.
nothing from my end.
Okay, well, Ethan's
So-
the culprit. We'll have to kick Ethan.
that was my annoying sister.
Okay, we'll repeat. Okay, we'll just repeat what we said for all of our next.
Okay, so I got Sid from Toy Story.
People. Walter White.
Nice.
I have Legolas from The Lord of the Rings.
6-armed Spider-Man.
Well,
Okay.
What is
gonna win here.
what can
Six-armed
six-armed
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man do?
Well, I
Like,
have a
Nothing
list.
compared to Sid.
Walter White doesn't really work at all in any situation in a arena. Unless-
I'll tell you what 6-armed Spider-Man
Sid can adapt to any environment. Very good.
Sid is a psychopath, so he's ruthless.
Psychopathic child who can he basically has chunks of like smashed up toys that he can put together and build like toys that are actually alive. He can build sentience into into
But
toys.
he doesn't get
Part
his
six-armed Spider-Man.
toy stuff.
He carries on his person a bunch of parts.
What does six-armed Spider-Man actually do? What is the difference between him and regular Spider-Man?
The difference is that,
Six arms.
yeah, that's pretty much it. He's the exact
Is that
same,
it?
but he has 6 arms.
Is there literally a character? Is Spider-Man just with 6 arms?
Yes.
If Walter
That's-
White, okay, so apart from the concrete, just a concrete box, am I allowed to have like chemistry sets?
No.
Oh, no.
What? Well, because then Walter White is useless. If like he had some stuff, he could probably blow someone up.
That's not anyone else's fault for picking
Blow someone up.
a useless character.
But you should see my list.
Oh God, I don't want to.
I have.
So, positioning for Legolas in this fight, since I guess I have to be more detailed because there's actually a chop, is Legolas would be bounding across all of the obstacles. Like, he'd be leaping up on
Oh, yeah.
platforms and across blocks.
But Sid would go and hide and start crafting a sentient toy to go and kill Legolas.
Walter White would probably try and make.
Actually, I'm gonna take on
deals,
Walter White. I'm gonna try and take on Walter White. Screw you, Walter White.
contract the production of meth.
Um,
Oh, I know what would happen. I'll would sell meth to Sid.
I can actually imagine that.
Well, Spider-Man would Legolas probably first.
Sorry? Legolas would
So
target
I think
six-armed
Spider-Man would
Spider-Man.
probably go after Legolas first.
Legolas was probably or we'll go in this scenario. He would target six-armed Spider-Man first because he is the one who seems to be the most liable threat.
You know,
Apart from the
useless
small
old man
child
and
and
Sid from Toy Story. There's much other competition.
so in the early fight, I imagine Legolas pulling out his bow, leaping to a raised position, and starting to fire at six-armed Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed half
Oh.
of that. Cut out.
So if it's just Spider-Man with 6 arms, what?
I could just imagine the Spider-Man movie, except someone editing it so he has 6 arms for the whole movie. Even when he's just a normal person, he has 6 arms. Just imagine him walking around school just with 6 arms.
Further, however, I do think that six-armed Spider-Man has the advantage.
This is actually a tricky one.
I'd have to say it would go to six-armed Spider-Man, but I definitely want to keep on. So,
Yeah.
if he's just like Spider-Man, then he should be able to dodge the arrows fairly
he
easily,
with relative.
He would.
jumping around them and try and close the distance towards Legolas.
Web slingers.
After that, it would transitioning from that. I believe Legolas would then, after realizing that the bow's not working, move in to engage six-armed Spider-Man with his one-handed sword.
Daggers.
I don't think it would be the daggers. I genuinely think it would be the sword, but I also genuinely don't think it would work.
Yeah.
Well, Spider-Man, just regular Spider-Man. So I'm just gonna assume also this Spider-Man, because they're practically the same. Both have superhuman speed, stamina, durability, agility, reflexes, and they both also have spider sense, and they're both master martial artists.
So does Legolas also has some of those categories. I think he's potentially equally as agile. So I think that his in like the middle of the fight, he would be trying to slash at his sword, and like he might catch Spider-Man, he might not. But after that, I think it would transition into Legolas being pushed onto the back foot, and
Yeah.
him just trying to play evasive until Spider-Man hunts him down. Legolas probably has a lot of stamina, as he has shown to field scenarios. So he has been fighting for long periods of time before, but I just don't think that he'd be able to keep up in the long run.
Especially not with 6 arms.
I feel like 6-armed Spider-Man would be really awkward, like trying to get around with 6 arms.
It
This is
would.
actually just as much of a hindrance as it is an asset.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It
I actually feel like it's
probably
more of a
be a bit worse than
detractor
regular Spider-Man because of that.
against Legolas, since Legolas isn't prone to staying into one spot. Like 6 arms would mean in very close quarters combat you'd have an advantage, but in trying to move around constantly you'd have a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Don't think that bridges the gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's 6-armed Spider-Man.
Spider-Man managed to get his hands on Legolas. Legolas is gone. If Legolas managed to get his hands on 6-armed Spider-Man, then it's like 50-50.
Yeah.
And I still think it's more likely that 6-armed Spider-Man would be able to tag Legolas.
Yeah. So do we
Also,
agree? Spider-Man.
Yes.
6-armed Spider-Man should be declared the winner, in my opinion.
Okay.
Ethan.
All right.
So that makes round 2 then.
Yeah.
Okay, on to round 3.
Oh.
You guys were fighting little Sid. He was out constructing a giant mech. Giant.
So moving on to the next round?
Using
Yeah.
the money he got from F made by Walter White.
Yeah.
Okay. I have Gordon Freeman.
Red
I
guy
have-
from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
I have Bugs Bunny with his carrot lightsaber.
I have...
Red guy is because he's very good at breaking the fourth wall.
Hate you. Obi-Wan Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith.
Alright.
It's
Are you
over,
sure?
Anakin.
Wait, why not
High
Ben
ground.
Kenobi? Why
Because
not Ben Kenobi?
this is Obi-Wan in his
stronger.
prime.
No, Ben
not-
Kenobi's much stronger.
I'm imagining Obi-Wan Kenobi just after his, well, not directly after. It's been around the same time period at like the end of the Clone Wars.
What about when he was dead?
No,
This is going to be an interesting duel. Dude,
that's
Obi-Wan versus Bugs Bunny.
Oh yeah, it'd be a lightsaber duel.
Yeah, it would.
Actually, no.
I
How
sent
does
a picture
Gordon
of Bugs
Freeman-
Bunny with his lightsaber.
Gordon Freeman has
over
a
Discord.
crowbar and a pistol.
No, he has a massive assortment of weapons. Oh, plus a gravity gun. Because his guns would probably be pretty useless against Obi-Wan Kenobi. However,
Or Bugs Bunny. Like, literally the only feat we've seen from that Bugs Bunny is him
Yeah.
deflecting bullets. That is literally it.
yeah.
Literally it.
So,
Yeah,
Um,
I think Gordon Freeman. The only way he could beat Obi-Wan Kenobi is if he pulled his lightsaber out from him using the gravity gun.
so
And
how I'd
when
see
just uses the
Obi-Wan
Force.
Kenobi starting this matchup is immediately on the defensive. Anyone,
Yeah.
he would back off. He'd be holding up a defensive just away from each other. Away from the other combatants and just trying to watch.
By the way, this Bugs Bunny is
Yeah.
legitimate. He was in a Looney Tunes movie.
I'm tempted to count out the red guy pretty quickly.
No.
No.
The red guy. Fourth wall. He straight away notices that he's in a game in a YouTube video.
Oh, okay. So then he just kills himself, knowing that it doesn't really matter because he's not real anyway.
Yeah.
So to be clear, round 1 went to Matt, round 2 went to Ethan. So
I think we can count out the red guy and Bugs Bunny, so it's down to Obi-Wan Kenobi versus
actually,
Gordon Freeman.
Bugs Bunny would probably Ethan. This is a really big deciding factor. How do you think Bugs Bunny would act? Because the lightsaber, I'm assuming, does actually cut through things just like a one in the Star Wars
So,
franchise.
I assume it does as well. But
How do you think that
for
would play
defense. Sorry.
What could Bugs
Defending
Bunny possibly
projectile.
do?
I sent the
In
video
fav-
to Alec, but he has very good defensive use of it, like deflecting and defending.
Wait,
he's-
from
Bugs Bunny?
projectiles.
The worst
Yes.
Okay.
I've ever seen. His defensive technique was run up and attempt to engage the opposition and then adopt a defensive stance. Which is stupid.
Yeah.
Talking about Bugs Bunny, are you sure? Are you sure he's like anywhere? Are you sure he has a remote chance whatsoever?
With a lightsaber.
I am sure.
He has a lightsaber. But why would he have a lightsaber? He's Bugs Bunny.
This is Bugs Bunny with a lightsaber.
Oh, okay. Because Bugs Bunny with a lightsaber versus Obi-Wan Kenobi with a lightsaber.
Yeah, Obi-Wan, as
Yeah.
a duelist against Bugs Bunny, would definitely stomp him, but Obi-Wan is not going to take the offensive.
Yeah.
What he'd do.
So I think the overall winner is
It's so actually I think it.
it's
I want
a
to,
battle between
Gordon Freeman
Freeman and Obi-Wan.
and Obi.
my
Yeah.
immediate thoughts is give the advantage to Obi-Wan. Because with
because
the-
but
Keep going.
But like you said, Obi-Wan Kenobi is most likely to take a defensive strategy, but Gordon Freeman would take an offensive strategy initially. But that's the deciding factor, because the only way Gordon Freeman could possibly win is if he took out Obi-Wan's lightsaber, which is the perfect opportunity if Obi-Wan is just defending.
initially. But on the other
It's still
hand,
the Force.
Obi-Wan could use, and has used the Force, to disarm opponents, as in remove their weapons.
Yeah. And Freeman can equally use the gravity gun. So that's what would win?
But Obi-Wan can also kill
Obi-Wan
without his
has
weapon.
He has superhuman speed, strength, and durability.
Wait, but so are we doing this? Are we doing this based on absolute literal what their abilities are, or their
We'll do it abilities.
or their their story-based ability?
More average ability.
Story-based abilities need to be taken with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I know,
As in-
that. Are we going to balance that out?
I really am not sure.
Because if you take that into account, then one instantly.
We're going more basic abilities, not story. Like
No. Oh,
Has
Obi-Wan would
less
have an
story
advantage.
ability.
Yeah, I would say Obi-Wan would have an advantage then. Yeah.
Coolio.
okay. So
If I win any of these, I'm going to be extremely surprised. But seriously, I've still got my best one. I've still got my best one.
see it happening is likely what would happen first is Gordon Freeman would pull out his gravity gun to disarm Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan would move into a defensive position, seeing a gun-like object.
Yeah.
Saber taken out of his hands and thrown away. And then I see Obi-Wan regaining his lightsaber and then taking up the offensive. I see that
Oh yeah.
the gravity gun would be initially, but I don't think it would keep him down.
Yeah. So I'd say
Alrighty.
yeah, Obi-Wan wins.
For a new, okay. So round 3 goes to me.
goes to Obi-Wan.
So wait, if you roll the same person twice, do you use them again?
Reroll.
No.
Just use
Okay.
random.org like I do, and it's already done everything
Yeah, I hate you
for
too.
me, mate.
So we're moving on to our next character.
My next one is Chell.
The
My next
Queen.
one is Little Mac.
The Queen?
England.
Queen Elizabeth II.
Who then has a psychological advantage.
Yes.
Call it that.
Mine is literally just a lightweight fast boxer
Wait,
from a
who?
game.
I have Tesseract from the Scott Pilgrim Pleasant universe.
Oh god, it's
Oh,
Tesseract.
I think. I'm not sure.
So Tesseract, his deal is that he's a master assassin. He's physical and he's an assassin. He's got really powerful hand-to-hand combat skills. He's magic. He has a magic which is that if he touches you with his fingertips, whatever bone he touched snaps. Uses it. He only uses it if it appears that he needs to.
Yeah.
Very sparingly.
With Chell is that if A, the cannot fly, and B, as soon as she can get a portal under someone, then they're pretty much instantly dead. However, apart from that, she's just a completely undefended human.
This is
The thing with Little Mac, my character, is even though he's a lightweight boxer, lightweight fast boxer, he somehow defeated Mike Tyson.
My counter to that is one of the recorded victories of Tesseract is in a hand-to-hand fight with a boxer.
Yeah.
Like a very skilled boxer.
Yeah.
Well then,
Wait, Ben, what was yours?
the Queen.
Oh yeah. Is
I-
instantly dead.
If Little Mac deals enough damage, he has a super punch,
I
which is in Smash Bros, very reliable source, is a one-hit KO.
See, I think that's... I don't know whether that's a story-based ability or a literal ability.
Yeah, but I believe it's a literal ability, because there isn't really a story to punch out.
Say that Tesseract and Shell would be able to
Yeah.
be...
I still
think-
say that's down to Tesseract and Shell.
I think Tesseract is
Yeah.
probably the biggest, like, MVP as far as an all-rounder.
Yeah.
But, what
Because
I
if Tesseract
see...
is the human, then as soon as Chell can get a portal under him, then he's dead. I'd
thing
say
is,
this
can he
one is
dodge?
actually just down to luck.
There's a lot of chance involved, especially on who tries to take who.
Yeah. I'd actually call this one a tie. Because it's completely down to luck.
I very much struggle to try and come up with a winner. Because
Yeah.
both of them feel very evenly matched. Not evenly matched, they're the opposite. It's either one of them... Like, if Tesseract gets close to Chell dies. See happening like just as many times is that Tesseract goes after Little Mac, but that gives Chell enough time to prep up and kill Tesseract.
Oh, yeah.
Well, get Tesseract into that.
Yeah, while he's distracted.
Well,
Tesseract
Because
wouldn't
it's
get
mainly down to luck.
distracted, but he just would have no understanding of what Chell's doing.
Oh, yeah.
so basically because
So are we going with
it's
Chell?
mainly down to luck.
Or are we going down to luck?
I think we should just put it as a tie because it's so hard to.
Well, if it's down to luck, then we'll say roll a dice.
Half a point each.
If it goes above, it's Tesseract. If it goes 3 and below, it's Chell.
Alrighty.
Oh, we're not rolling for it.
Hey Matt, do
Okay.
your randomizer then,
Why can't we just do a timer? Can we just have a tie?
because
Yeah,
that
I'll
just makes
use
it
my
harder to do a round robin.
Okay, so
I can roll and then do a drum roll.
I'll do a random.org roll.
Nah, just go tie. We'll go a tie.
Oh yeah, we'll go tie.
Okay, you guys can
Half a
figure out
point
the round robin then.
Yeah.
Up front, these were my weakest characters that we've seen.
Oh. Well, yeah, these were my weakest as well, but it really doesn't say much about my strongest because they're not that much better.
Oh, yeah, these actually, Obi-Wan maybe could contend, but the rest of them are fairly weak in comparison.
Alright then, let's roll for round 5.
So,
Nice.
since I only have 2 of them, I'm gonna go, so I don't have to continuously re-roll.
I have Sauron.
Oh.
So this one, you don't have to roll.
I keep rolling 3s. That's 4 3s in a row. Okay, that's a 1.
Just use random.org. It's much.
I rolled...
Okay, guys, I have Swiper from Dora.
I rolled,
I got Darth Nihilus.
Dude, if you guys say Swiper, no swiping.
I've got,
Oh god.
Oh no.
Bolas from Magic the
Oh.
Gathering.
Shoot.
Oh.
Well,
Both
at least
men.
I've got. At least I'm saving my best to last.
Was my
I
best.
didn't get my best.
He was my top of the top.
Sauron was my best.
My best is going to be in the last round. You guys will get to experience the greatness.
One is in the
I
last
got
one.
Darth Nihilus.
So, Nicol
Sorry.
Bolas, a rundown on him. Shift to any form in his imagination. He can fly. Minds of others. He's a master strategist and manipulator, like on a multiversal level. death magic and fire magic. He has regeneration, is capable of negating other people's magic and regeneration. He's got lots of like illusion spells, and he has
He's-
superhuman strength, speed, durability, and stamina. Like near limitless.
Would you call the force magic?
The force.
Sort of.
Because that is good and
It's-
also bad
it's-
for me.
Supernatural. I would say it counts as magic.
Okay, for the sake of it, we'll say it counts as magic.
Wait, so if Nicobolus has immunity to magic, yeah, then yeah, Sauron
Not
is
a
dead.
but like a large degree of resistance to other people's spells.
Oh,
But his only flaws is that he's all hell. As in, he is a very much a cardboard cutout villain. He will sit there and start toying with you. In almost all the battles you see him in, is trying to mimic what the other person is doing, just to rub it in that he can do it better. And while he is a master manipulator and strategist, that's more of on the grand scale. He hasn't shown nearly as much brilliance as he has, as in, most of his fights are fights that he prepared to make sure that fight would happen that was ridiculously in his favor. Cold is a bit of a disadvantage to him, but he is just ridiculously powerful.
See,
Yeah.
Swiper is Swiper is amazing. Swiper can do absolutely everything, defeat everyone, except he has like a momentary paralysis when someone says Swiper, no swiping.
yeah. So everyone would just say swipe and no swiping. And
I revealed
Bola
my
can
secret.
read,
No one's figured that out.
can read minds.
yeah. So can
In fact, he's actually
Sauron.
Well,
he
so can
in the
Darth
minds
Nihilus.
field. Like he, one of the second greatest mind mage in his universe attacked him mentally. Fences down so he could start attacking him, and then possible exploited his attack by then going into his mind and then crushing him with casual ease.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it's what happened. The story
Yeah,
for that,
Swiper still wins.
Swiper wins. Yep.
Well,
So is
I'm-
it going to
I'm
be
interested in this
Sauron
fight.
or Nicobolus?
I feel it's hard to scale them.
Well,
Yeah.
for this
You
battle,
just got to find your
because-
local Mount Doom and throw Sauron. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, what
the
is
thing
Sauron? How does one defeat Sauron?
cut off the ring?
You
Off.
swipe. You cut its. Yeah. You cut his arm off.
Or just his finger.
This
Yeah.
would be a
Well,
really
the thing is,
long
Darth Nihilus
battle
is just in the corner, draining it,
Yeah.
because we need something to scale the
with
force up
the.
to. We're calling
Actually,
the
no.
force magic.
Darth Nihilus. He's really powerful. He's just not suited towards this.
Yeah, he's just in the
Yeah.
corner, force draining.
Only like absurdly powerful, one-shotting people super quickly, but he's just not on the level of characters like Nicol Bolas or
Yeah. I mean,
Sauron.
he
apparently.
put up a bit of the fight, like he lightly damage Nicol Bolas, slightly.
He might,
Sauron a
but
bit.
Nicol Bolas is like one-shotted gods who are also stated to be invincible.
But I mean, then again,
Yeah.
Darth Nihilus has drained entire planets of the force, so
That
Oh,
is
okay.
That's the thing.
ridiculously powerful.
I think he might
there-
at least kill Sauron if he went for Sauron.
Really?
I don't
heavily
understand
damage
how
him.
Sauron works.
It's because Sauron is like a what you'd call it. He's sort of like a semi-god.
Are we still talking about
not
Swiper?
a demigod.
In a way, he's a
Lower level
demigod.
god.
But he's in a way a demigod, but
And gods
But
in
not
different
really.
universes scale very differently.
Yeah.
I don't win for him, but Nicol Bolas has taken on 7 gods at once. But again, gods don't scale
Yeah.
through worlds. What was it? I don't remember how many gods there are of it. Another planet with gods, which I don't know how many gods they have, but it's a fair few. And they said that all of those gods put together probably wouldn't be able to stop Bolas either. As a long experience, like he knows so much about so many obscure things. It's like there was a part in like one of the missions where he gifted someone some of his knowledge, and it was like a mastery of sailing, despite the fact he's a dragon and can fly with his wings or with his magic, but he still was a master at sailing.
yes, it's his hobby, man. Don't judge him.
He has the most ridiculous knowledge base. Saying that sailing is going to be that influential, it's more of just how ridiculously knowledgeable he is. And this is all post-mending. Mending Nicol
yeah.
Bolas. Pre-mending Nicol Bolas was pretty much casually creating and destroying multiverses as he pleased.
I feel like there's a point where you've got to draw the god line.
We have pre-men. This is like the last
We
time.
were arguing about whether I was allowed to use post Nicol Bolas, but the fact that they used Superman and Goku in like a
Yeah,
video is my ground.
and also a character who one serious punch makes like an air pressure wave that parts clouds around the entire equator. So you know,
Yeah.
It's like I do feel like a little bit using Nicol Bolas. I feel like he's a bit of a cheating character.
but
Sauron wins.
no. I think Sauron and Darth Nihilus would have a pretty heated fight.
Yeah, and then
Sauron would definitely beat
Wiper would
Darth Nihilus.
one-on-one Nicol Bolas.
And then like take out the squabbling Nihilus and Sauron with like one fatal swipe.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright.
Because I don't understand, at least in a combative sense, enough. I do want to say that Nicol Bolas would likely win.
Well,
Yeah, I would
I'd
still
say
say that
Nicol
Nicol
Bolas
Bolas
would
would
win.
win.
I think maybe after this episode we'll draw the line as far as character powers, like a
Yeah.
bit
Yeah.
below
Yeah.
this.
Also, I think I need to, like, now that I understand how the game works, I'm actually going to, like, step up my game.
Yeah,
Well,
But I had, like,
Nicol
no
Bolas
idea.
is not a character I think I should have used.
oh well, too late now.
Whoops.
I do
Right.
agree that that Nicol Bolas win.
Final
Yeah, so-
round.
So final
Yeah.
round, you don't have to roll. You know who it is.
Okay. Character out of all of yours ever
Yeah.
never beat
Okay.
this one.
Oh god.
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh god.
I am the Witch King of Angmar.
So what do you
I'm
got?
I'm gonna go last. Alec, you say what yours is.
Mine is the Lich King from World of Warcraft.
Mine
Oh.
is
Harvey
the
Weinstein.
mine is the Witch King of Angmar
Guys,
from Lord of the Rings.
they're pretty rubbish characters. Mine's definitely gonna win. You
What's
get-
yours?
Shrek versus Harvey Weinstein.
Shrek.
Yes.
So Shrek has the physical advantage over Harvey Weinstein. However,
Harvey Weinstein has quite a lot of money. So has
Right.
quite a lot
Shrek
of
has lots of
experience.
layers.
yeah, so I'm gonna count that as a durability factor. physically take more damage. Ethan, what's your character?
My character is the Witch King of Angmar from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but
Definitely not going to beat Shrek or Harvey Weinstein.
what's his thing? What's his deal?
Well, he's a ring wraith.
You have a summary, right?
Yeah. So he's, in a way, undead. Stronger at night.
That's a very bad start against the Lich King. I'm just going to point that out.
Yeah, I know. In a way, kind of not. But he's already, like, fully, unbreakably devoted to Sauron. He has this Black Breath, which is an aura that is activated at will, which knocks out and in extreme cases kills anyone he comes into contact with. Like,
Sounds
in
very
extreme
powerful.
cases kills. He has magic that can light stuff on fire, and he has very minor matter manipulation. Like, he broke Frodo's sword with a wave of his hand. He cast a spell to knock down a massive fortified wall.
I feel like those are two very different things. He snapped a sword, but also he actually toppled a building.
Very fair point.
Well, no, he weakened it immensely
King,
for a ram to ram it open.
his Plate of the Damned gives him a very large amount of magical and physical resistance. Has an aura. People near him move physically slower, and they slowly freeze to death. Not that works very well against your character. He has very powerful mind magic. He has forcefully gained control of other people's unwilling people's will across continents. He is a very emotionally manipulative. He goads people into like fear and anger and things like that. He drains the soul of targets. He has superhuman strength and speed. He is undead also, so he cannot tire as a warrior. But the final ability, which I actually didn't write down as a summary, but I think it's worth saying anyway, is he has a ridiculous degree of control over the undead.
Nice.
Bringing things... It's absurd. He summons spirits. I'm actually not going to factor that in because that's outside help.
Yeah. Well, I forgot to mention that my Witch King has his longsword and his flail, as seen in the third movie, and he also carries his little Morgul blade dagger with him in his robes.
Lich King has the Plate of the Damned, which gives him his massive amount of resistance from magic and attacks. He has the Helm of Domination. That gives him his mind powers and his ability to resist and ward off other mind powers. And he has the Runeblade Frostmourne, which steals the souls of the people he attacks.
Well,
He
that's
also
not good.
one-shots raids.
Ooh.
Raid against the Lich King at the end of Wrath of the Lich King. Fighting the Lich King. If you get him down to a low enough health, he just stops the fight and then one-shots the raid.
Well,
Bang.
Well, Shrek has many layers, and he has breath that is almost strong enough to kill you.
is he fire
okay.
resistant though?
Actually, wait. Wasn't there a scene in Shrek where he got flamed by by Donkey's dragon girlfriend?
I think degree of fire resistance. That's something he's shown to be able to resist.
Yes.
At
Is
least
he
in
swordproof though?
some
He's also got cold resistance as well. He doesn't seem to put extra clothes on when he goes out into the snow in the
So-
Christmas special.
The
Oh,
cold
God.
would not affect him.
No. What else is something that he can do?
Is he swordproof?
Oh, well, he has many layers, like an onion.
And we all know onions are swordproof.
But
Could the longsword chop through an onion, Ethan?
Can a flail cut through an onion? No, it just smashes it.
Frostmourne has never been recorded chopping through an onion.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Also, Shrek's voice when he yells, "What are you doing in my swamp?" Everyone is paralyzed for a few seconds and just stares blankly at him.
And then he goes, "I saw the part where you run away."
Yes.
I'm even gonna let that stand. To look at Shrek when he declares whatever line.
What are
Get
you
out of
doing
my
in my
swamp.
swamp?
And then the Witch King just says, "No man can kill me."
No, the Lich King has some like amazing lines. So,
Nice. So I
down
think
to me and Ethan.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know the
Who do
character
we
well
think were
enough
the
to.
ones?
well, one of his favorite things to do. I'm just gonna say favorite because he does it most often, which is like twice. You see him because you don't see him too often in the movies. He uses his magic to light his sword on fire. So he goes around with a flaming longsword and
This
just massive.
This is fire
black,
versus
smoky flame.
ice.
I know.
Yeah, but see, Shrek is immune to both.
Oh yeah.
Shrek has elemental domination over the battle. So, what would the Lich King do? The Lich King would at like Frostmourne
Yeah.
at the
Yes.
and he would like issue a taunt, and then ice would rounding the area and creep up as everything started turning to sub-zero degrees, and
Yeah.
he would wait for the attack to come.
The Witch King would probably like pull out his flail, his long sword and
It's
stuff.
really hard
say
to
some-
follow because it's the Witch King and the Lich King.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The Witch King will probably like pull out his flail, light his sword, say something like "fool." He's like, "You can't kill me." Is that something of the sort?
I was about to
So,
say identify them by something else, like Arthas and Agnar, and then I realized they both start with A.
Nazgul guy, Ring Wraith.
Yeah, Ringwraith Man and
Ringwraith
Sketch
and
Prince.
Fair enough.
Lich King would
Trostian.
probably say something like, "Prepare to enter the eternal
Double.
grave."
Trouble. You can double.
Team Rocket's so gonna be in the next match.
Yeah. Can we have them as a group?
I would
We
permit
should do like iconic duos edition.
Meowth as well.
Yeah, okay. You
We
get three.
finally got him.
But not actually that.
Anyway,
Not actually that powerful, even in three.
anyway, so the Nazgul guy, the Witch King, would be walking forward, like swinging his flail.
Okay, can I just interrupt you for one moment?
Yes,
This would be the most amazingly beautiful fight to watch.
it would.
Harvey Weinstein and Shrek.
Wait, what? No. What? No.
Those two would be such a beautiful fight to watch. I can imagine this right now, and it's such a badass thing.
I don't want to imagine
Oh,
Harvey
yes.
Weinstein and Shrek because it would just be like Shrek is love, Shrek is life all over again.
Oh God.
No, like let's say from here it splits into two separate duels.
Yeah,
Cool, one of them's mentally scarring.
we don't talk about that one.
Shrek from Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life versus Harvey Weinstein.
Oh no,
Oh man.
yeah, nah.
Yeah, the Lich King would sit there and at least he wouldn't use any of his magics immediately, except for trying to maybe manipulate Nazgul guy.
Emotionally,
Emotionally,
because he doesn't
most
really
likely,
have
yeah.
emotions.
I actually do wonder how this would work. He'd try and goad him into maybe not fear, but trying to attack out of anger, giving up his any form of strategic advantage is what he would attempt.
Yeah, he doesn't really get angry much. He doesn't. He's kind of like an emotionless, killing magic using machine slave thing.
Then that wouldn't work. The only like manipulation thing he'd try and do is to forcefully assert control.
Yeah, I do wonder how that would happen because the Witch King,
Which is so hard to quantify.
of Angmar, yeah, it would be like deathly loyal to Sauron. Like if he betrayed Sauron, he would kill himself.
Deathly loyal.
Sauron. So,
But whether
Like-
that means to be able to resist complete domination, though, mental
yeah,
domination.
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
We'll go with no. We'll go with no. The Lich King
For the sake of this,
cannot
we'll go with no.
dominate the mind of Nazgul guy.
Yes.
Because I also feel like it's a little bit of a hack's way of going through it.
Yeah, it also is a bit. So,
Make them deck it out to the death.
yeah. So he's walking up with his flaming sword and his flail.
The two kings meet blade to blade
The
in
two
the center of the
kings.
concrete box.
One slowly releasing frost and ice, the other's just flaming on.
We could make this into a novel, but let's not. Who would initiate the first attack? Because I believe the Lich King wouldn't, because he's never really been shown being
Yeah.
the aggressor.
I believe it would probably be the Witch King. He'd probably like swing at him with his massive flail. Like,
Then the
I mean,
Lich
thing's
King
like,
would start blocking.
it is like a massive flail, like the size of a head, full metal, spiky and everything.
The Frostmourne is a magically enchanted rune blade. It's
It is,
not just
I'm
a
just saying.
magically enchanted rune blade. It is
Just
stated to
probably-
be one of the most powerful blades ever.
There's only one more powerful blade, and you really don't want to know what it is. Shrek.
Magic. Oh, I thought you were talking about the MacGuffin device, which was the stupid paladin blade, which is I can do whatever the writer says I can do.
Oh. No,
It's
no,
just
I
not,
was
you know.
I was talking about one of Shrek's body parts, but I'm not going to go into that.
Yeah, please don't.
Glad you tipped in.
I felt the self-control at the last minute.
Good job. Good job. So actually, so there would be no victories in the early fight, aside from like the off. Lich King could mentally dominate him, but neither of
So
them,
the-
I believe, have kill each other in the early fight. It's with the mid fight where I think the Lich King would start trying to attempt his abilities.
So the image I sent just then is basically what my Witch King is at the moment. He's got his massive,
That is
pretty sick.
that is a very cool looking character.
I know, it's epic. And so he's got his long sword. Just picture that on fire, though.
Thanks, Ben.
That's okay. But by the way, for the people watching, we're posting videos in the group chat. It's very
Or
fun.
pictures, either way.
Oops.
That's a picture of the Lich King,
Yes.
who is also very cool looking. This is a very cool looking fight.
I know.
The thing the Lich King would try and do, and I actually feel this would be very effective, is try and drain the soul of whilst like keeping on taunting, even though it obviously isn't
Yeah.
working by this point. But he still would. I'm not saying it's effective. But I believe that his soul draining against a spirit would be very effective.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty effective, but not as effective as it would be against like a pure spirit, like a literal ghost,
The ghost.
like the undead ghost army. And
Every time Spawn comes into contact with you, it does drain the soul of its victim.
well, I mean, the ring wraiths are kings,
No.
like human kings that are like corrupted by rings of power.
So
So
it's
kind of
not a
a soul.
ghost.
Well, the thing is, they kind of are and kind of aren't. So it would work, but it wouldn't be like instant death.
The soul thing still does kill humans, and it has killed humans.
Yeah.
In fact,
Like,
it's not.
it just wouldn't kill ring wraith.
This
it would
is
do
an
damage,
assumption
but it wouldn't.
here, but it's the soul draining that I believe would have was what he used to kill the party.
Yeah.
What do I even have down here? What abilities would Billy, I meant Nazgul guy.
Billy.
Well,
I look at the image that Ethan sent, and I just think Billy. It's like his name.
All right.
well, if he can spell, if he has enough time, it's not really specified how long it takes. But with let's say with said, he could at most probably weaken the Lich King's armor. Because
But the Lich King's armor is very resistant to magic. Keep that in mind. It has a
But, like-
stated almost
like,
immunity.
I
to
was
magic.
gonna say destroy,
Okay.
but then I was like, no, it's probably magic resistant. So, like at
The-
most,
The Plate of the Damned, which is his stated to give him like a very great degree of resistance.
yeah. So I was like, at most, it would probably weaken him.
I'm going to go on a limb and say that it wouldn't be able to affect Frostmourne, since that blade
Yeah.
is like it has a mind of its own.
Yeah, I wasn't going to try
Well,
and
not
use it on
really,
Frostborn
actually.
because, like, by gosh,
All that armor was also forged by the Burning Legion, which are a race of like almost immortal demons.
right. So, if
And
he,
that's the enchantment it gains from the Plate of the Damned.
yeah. So
Is definitely in the question, but I don't see this like you sent. Billy doesn't seem to be wearing any form of real armor, other than like some pauldrons and probably some arms.
yeah, I think it would be an epic fight. Like the Witch King might get a single hit in.
You know, he probably would get. The Lich King is a very good swordsman, but I believe that he probably would be able to get, like, tag the Lich King, but I just don't see it doing anything.
Yeah. I mean, like, maybe in, like, a day, hour, maybe the Black Breath might kick in. He might start feeling a bit drowsy, but
The Black Breath that kills it, that's the knockout kill thing.
yeah, like, knockout for most cases, but kill in, like, extreme, like Frodo. But I think that would, like, kick in maybe a bit drowsiness in, like, a few days. So, yeah.
I see the Lich King's aura doing nothing.
Yeah.
I don't see it since like that spirit, half human thing. I don't think the frostbite is going to be much of a liable threat.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein, it would like that would be a serious hindrance. I'm not sure that Harvey Weinstein versus the Lich King was ever in that much debate.
Yeah. No.
But Shrek.
But Shrek would still
In
die
the-
from
in the-
Black Breath. So,
Black Breath and soul stealing.
Damn.
Soul stealing and yeah.
so overall, I think
I think Alec won most.
I think at the end of
Yeah.
the
Alex,
epic
I did.
battle.
But that means
I have
that
1.5 points.
think one of them probably shouldn't be counted.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
so now
Lich-
we find out the overall winner. So now we pair up round 1 and 2. Round
Oh
3 and
yeah,
4,
I forgot about this bit.
and round 5 and 6. That's why
Right.
the Shell and Tesseract was a bit So you
Very
pair
good
up
point, Ethan. That was a
Six-Armed Spider-Man and
some Spider-Man versus
I can't remember
who was the
won.
next one we did?
Who won round 1? I can't remember.
Round one was Spider-Man. No, that was I had Pope Francis in the first round. I forgot about that.
Wait, what?
Neo. It was Neo. Neo
Oh,
versus
yeah. Yeah.
No, sorry, Six-Armed Spider-Man.
It was Six-Armed Spider-Man was round 2, but Neo was round 1. Yeah.
Yeah, Neo versus Six-Armed Spider-Man.
Okay, so Neo versus Six-Armed Spider-Man. Who would win?
I'd say Neo, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll be a
Well,
bit
do you
of
want me to back up your character?
I'm just off.
I've only
I'm
seen
just-
the first
Because
Matrix.
That's fine then.
see what Six-Armed Spider-Man can do.
Yeah, I mean, he would probably, like, if you shot at him, he would probably, leap around, dodge, but Neo has, like, complete control over the Matrix, so,
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
Because
this
we're
is in
assuming
the
that this
Matrix.
is the Matrix and that he has the same abilities.
A bit of a.
I'd say Neo, definitely.
If it's in the Matrix, then Neo would probably have the advantage. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So rounds, Chell or Tesseract? Who are we going with?
Oh, yeah.
Do we leave it to
Yeah.
chance?
Yeah, for us.
Okay,
You're the hard.
so 4 and above for Tesseract, 3 and below for Chell.
Yeah.
It's a 4.
Tesseract it is.
That's right, man.
So
Cool.
in that
So-
last battle, it was by random chance that Tesseract,
Managed to dodge all the...
like he ducked back and then probably came up and assassinated Chell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Obi-Wan versus Tesseract.
Easily.
Yeah, oh yeah, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
Yeah.
How would this fight go? It would end in the early fight. Terrible. Obi-Wan, Tesseract would, I think he'd, like, dart in and try and... He wouldn't go, fingertippy thing yet, because that's not what he does. It's not something he's been shown doing.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan would pull out a lightsaber, disarm him,
Literally.
probably twice, and then... Well, don't put them together. It's not in consideration.
Right, so that goes to Obi-Wan. And the final one is Nicol Bolas versus Lich King.
And
There
Nicol
needs
Bolas
to be any argument here.
dominate.
Nicopolis would
Nicol Bolas
annihilate him
dominate.
in the first few seconds.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. He wouldn't. He'd just toy with the Lich King.
Oh yeah, yeah, good point. If he didn't want to do that,
The thing is,
Oh, if
would the Lich King
Nicol
ever
Bolas,
be able to get a hit on Nicol Bolas? Good point.
yeah.
no, it's again, it's a
Yeah,
stomp.
there's like no
Yeah.
competition. Definitely Nicopolis.
One-shot gods.
So
The
yeah,
Lich King just
Yeah.
really doesn't seem like all of Lich King's abilities. Nicol Bolas has also shown, just in a massively greater scale.
Yeah.
like if if the Lich King had his Frostworm and hit Nicobolus, then he's soulless. But yeah, no, Nicobolus wins.
Nicobolus in a stomp.
Yeah. So now it's the final battle: Nicobolus versus Obi-Wan versus Neo.
Oh, it's been going on for an hour, guys.
Where hey,
Oh.
Well, firstly,
But we're nearly over.
so
Obi-Wan
Neo
would die
versus
instantly,
Obi-Wan
definitely.
versus Nicobolus.
It's
And I'd say Obi-Wan loses
valid
instantly.
competition. But
The thing with Neo is like the whole point is that he is like literally invincible.
But the thing with
But how-
Nicobolus is
Like
that
he's physically not as strong. Take his abilities, he's not as strong. However, the idea is that he is always better than someone.
has killed characters which are invincible.
So you know,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
his abilities are
Nicobolus.
a bit. Again, I
okay,
think
yeah.
every character I come up against out of the win.
Yeah.
Again, this one is a bit of a matter of interpretation, of like what you feel gains another. As in, if you
Yeah.
say that that Neo is literally God because of the Matrix, then well, he's literally God.
Yeah.
The whole world lines up within his rules. You could also say that Nicobolas has killed gods before, but they don't scale. It's
Yeah, I would say it's Nicobolus.
Yeah, I'd say.
I appreciate that. I feel like it's difficult to scale, but I want to say Nicobolas. But I also
Yeah,
want
I'd say majority rules.
to go
so.
and slap myself for picking Nicobolas and then go pick someone else.
Uh,
Well, the good news is no one can use Nicobolus anymore.
yeah.
And pre-mending Nicobolas is not an option.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So Nicobolus is the winner.
Yes.
Us, the cheat, the hack,
Well, that
The-
wraps up.
dominant dragon.
That
Should have seen
wraps
that
up this
coming.
game.
That was a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have loved to see those battles. It would have been. Some of them would have been epic.
Especially Billy versus the Lich King.
Harvey
is-
Weinstein versus Shrek.
The fight that would have been the most awesome in my eyes is Billy versus the Lich King. That would just be badass seeing these hulking, masked,
Yeah.
armored figures just marching, and that would be amazing. I
Yeah.
think after that, the other one that I thought would be a cool one to watch is Legolas
Obi-Wan
versus
versus Bugs Bunny.
Spider-Man. No, that's no, actually, they're comparable, but Obi-Wan still wins, and I don't think it would be a very fun fight to watch. I
Yeah, it
think the
wouldn't be.
like massively acrobatic six-armed Spider-Man versus Legolas would be a lot of fun to watch.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See ya.
Well,
That was fun. I
was.
declare myself the overall winner.
Yep.
Yes.
Well done.
So,
Alright.
See ya.
yeah, I guess we'll wrap this video up.
Yeah.
You can find me nowhere I do not wish to be found.
I don't think
I
anyone
have a
here wants to be
channel,
found.
but it's pretty cringy. It'll probably be like linked all over the channel because I think
I do
it's
not
already
wish to be found either.
everywhere.
Unless
I
you want
cannot-
I don't really care if you find me or not. My channel is like dead, so
Whether you find
So is
him, like,
mine.
can I give his address?
And you can find me under a rock.
you know he's up a tree most of the time.
Under a rock, in a bin, up a tree, anywhere.
Yeah, you
Everywhere.
know,
That's
the
where
usual.
you can find it. It up. 6v6v6v6 master. 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 Master.